We've reached the midway point of the 2012 season and we're at Snetterton in Norfolk. You can see behind me with the clouds, well, the weather cannot make up its mind, but we have got some fantastic racing on offer as ever. Welcome to ThundersportGB. Welcome back to the final part of ThundersportGB here on Motors TV. It is the RLR Motorsport 600 Sportsman Elite, and this man here leading the championship coming into this race, number 4, Tom McHale with the wet tyres on, next to Superstock 600 rider Danny Murphy. There's Connor Tagg, a former champion, in fact, from last year, slightly different coloured machine, number 100, and that is Ross Ashman on the outside of the front row. A full grid though of 600s here, Formula 600s and Superstock 600s. They score points together in the RLR Sportsman Elite overall, and then of course they score separately in Formula and Superstock 600 Cup. But the green flag at the back means we're ready to go racing. In every other race so far, we have seen dominance from number 4, Tom McHale, in the fluorescent yellow Honda there. And into turn 1 we go, and it looked like McHale's got off to a decent start already as they head up towards Montreal. You can see from the mixturing conditions that we have had sunshine, we have had rain. The weather really hasn't made up its mind here at Snet, and that looks like Andy Lawson, the Scotsman who's just moved up to 2nd place. I wondered how long it would be before we saw him. He does ride well in these conditions. He likes the slippery stuff, does Andy? But look at the lead already for Tom McHale, number 4, the rider from Grange over Sands, full of confidence, sponsored by AJ Hayden Fabricators, and I think pretty much no matter what the result in this race, he is going to be close to leading the championship by the time we head to Rockingham next week. But he wants another 25 points. It is him that leads from Andy Lawson, and was that Jamie Devine that has just tucked up into 3rd place. Across the line, a complete lap 1. It is Tom McHale that leads from 101 Lawson. It is Devine, and then it's Connor Tagg. Curtis Wright has got himself a decent start. Number 75, Aaron Hay there, going well on the Superstock 600. A couple of female riders to mention. Nicole McAleer, number 69 on the Triumph, and Jodie Chalk, another rider on the Triumph, number 7. Into Nelson and Brundle for Tom McHale. Nice and smooth on the exit, whether it's dry or wet around here at Snetterton so far this weekend. He has been on the money, and there has been nobody to catch him. 2nd place there though, Andy Lawson really getting tucked in. Tom McHale here is on the Formula 600 machine, which means that he is allowed and eligible to make some adjustments to his bike. It should be the quicker machine over Andy Lawson in 2nd on the Super Stocker, but in these conditions it does sort of level things out a little bit. You can't really use all of that power except for these straights, of course. But Lawson there in 2nd is closing that gap now, number 101 in 3rd place further behind. Good effort there from Curtis Wright, former GP3 star at ThundersportGB, and we've seen him from time to time climbing the standings when the water comes out. There is Tom McHale exiting Montreal and onto the Bentley Straight. His lead has been cut now as Lawson closes in. Further behind, it is Connor Tagg fighting away. We've lost Jamie Devine, who was in 3rd place. He's gone AWOL on that last lap, didn't come round as McHale, the leader, exits Nelson and goes up towards the bum hole. There is number 101, Andy Lawson from Arbroath on the Kawasaki Stock 600. You can see visibly that that gap is closed. So Tom McHale just rolling off the throttle a little bit here. Not quite a dry line appearing around Coram just yet as the leader makes his way into Murray's. And has time to even have a cheeky look over his shoulder to see that Andy Lawson's there. He's got the pit board that tells him exactly what's going on, and then it's tipping into the double right-hander, or double apexed right-hander, should I say, here. Oh, and he runs... Is that so? I thought he was sitting up there and running a bit wide, Tom McHale, and this is allowing Andy Lawson just to close in. McHale has been the dominant force in this class all weekend, but they tip left now onto the Bentley straight, and it is still McHale that leads, but on the gas earlier it looked to be Andy Lawson who's pulling away from the chasing group that includes Curtis Wright and Ross Ashman, who was on the front row. Andy Lawson. Oh, and there's a high side on the exit there, and that's Tom McHale has gone down on the exit of Nelson. Easy to high side out of there, and that's the first mistake we've seen from Tom McHale in quite some time. He will have known that Andy Lawson was closing the gap down, and Tom McHale has fallen. It might not affect his championship too much, but we'll have to wait and see at the end of this race, as now the new race leader, Andy Lawson, goes by Luke Buckingham, a newcomer on the Triumph 675, but a rider that we've seen lots of in ThundersportGB. There's Connor Tagg just ahead of Danny Murphy, and there's two riders that are ex-super teams also fighting away. There's number 5, John Lee. John Lee, very much a local rider to Snetterton. We've seen him take race wins at Thundersport at GP3 on his 125 Honda numerous occasions here, so not a surprise to see John turning up at Snet on the Triumph. So John is up into the top 6, but McHale has just gone down, and he's left some bright yellow marks on the circuit there, as we see Aaron Hay fighting away. A little bit further back, Dan Harrison and Daryl Harrison up in the top 10. Jim Lovell is back at ThundersportGB. The last lap flag is out though, and that's Paul Charman, number 9, just outside the points, about to be lapped by the Scotsman Andy Lawson, who's now got a 7 or 8 second lead as they head into Montreal. There is number 5, once more, John Lee, ahead of 72, and that is Daryl Harrison, and then Connor Tagg, number 100. Connor must have had a moment somewhere out on circuit. He's fallen back a couple of places. He was up in the top 3 and just looks to be cruising on this final lap. Change of colour to the bike, was white, is now yellow and blue, but exiting the scene of where McHale crashed, cruising around on this final lap. Andy Lawson, as I said, won the Mini Twins Championship in his first year. Last year won the Thundersport 500 Championship. Myself and Robin Murphy wondered whether or not Andy would be a threat on a 600. Well, he's proving it right here. Not only is he going to take victory in the RLR Motorsport Sportsman Elite overall, but he's going to take 25 points in the Superstock class as well. And bearing in mind he came into this round behind Danny Murphy in the championship, this is a brilliant result for Lawson, who takes glory here at Snetterton and wins the race ahead of Danny Murphy and Curtis Wright. The top 3 overall is the top 3 in the Superstocks. Ashman 4th, John Lee 5th, Connor Tagg 6th, all of them Superstockers. And there is Lawson in the middle with Murphy on the left and Curtis Wright on the right. And the Formula 600s, it's Aaron Hay from Blake Walls and Simon Critchlow. Point standings overall then, it's McHale that does just lead ahead of Danny Murphy, Andy Lawson, Hegarty, Ashman and Curtis Wright.
Winner of the RLRmotorsports.com Formula 600 here at Snetterton in tricky conditions, Aaron Hay.
Very. I took a little detour across the grass halfway through the race, so good to stay on.
So you like a bit of motocross then?
Oh aye, I did my motocross before and back to it.
Always helps to that. Who do you want to thank?
Can I just thank Brent Millage at Kepston, Sting of Autocare and Simon at All Signage, please.
Very well done, Aaron.
Thank you.
RLRmotorsports.com Superstock 600, Andy Lawson, long way from home, the Flying Scotsman, on a very fast track here at Snetterton. What do you think of the conditions out there?
The conditions were very, very tricky. There's been rain all through the weekend and dry. It dried up before we were going out. They looked like there was clouds coming over for more rain, so we all went out on wets and there wasn't any more rain came, so it was dry. By the end of the race it was blown dry. Tyres were sliding about everywhere, but managed to keep it rubber side down and managed to come home and take the win. So it makes all the travelling down here worthwhile.
Who'd you like to thank, Andy?
I'd like to thank my dad, my granddad, Sherlock Motorcycles in Aberdeen, Alan Warden for making up crash bungs. There'll be other people that I've forgotten, but you know who you are.
Well done to Andy then. And that's it from us at ThundersportGB at Snetterton. Next up for us, Rockingham International in just a few weeks' time. From Steve Day, we'll see you then.
Moped, sports bikes, you save watts. Any bike, it makes no odds. We will give you what you need. Best price always guaranteed. Come to us and get a quote. You'll be singing note for note. Walk away with cash to spend on anything you want, my friend. Bike Insurer, Bike Insurer, Bike Insurer.
Get the cheapest bike insurance, guaranteed, only from the Bike Insurer.
Time for the RLRmotorsports.com 600 Sportsman Elite. The sun is now shining down at Snetterton as we come towards the end of the day. So we have dry tyres for all of the riders here, Formula 600 and Superstock 600 riders, all going for separate championships, but then there is an overall Sportsman Elite Championship that Tom McHale, who's on pole position there, the fluorescent yellow Honda, is looking to end up as championship leader. Danny Murphy there, number 1, 2, 3, is in a good position at the moment. He currently leads the championship overall going into this race, believe it or not, as Superstock and the 600 Sportsman Elite standings. There's Connor Tagg, 100. Different colour scheme, yellow and blue for Connor this weekend. And Ross Ashman, number 71, in 4th place. Ross, rider from Bath on the Kawasaki. So Tom McHale, he fell in race 1 here at Snetterton this morning in the rain. So he's just picked up the 25 points for his win on the Saturday here at Snetterton. If he can win this race and Danny Murphy finishes 4th or 5th or below, he will end the weekend as a championship leader, courtesy of a point. And it's a thoroughly good start from Tom McHale in pole position and gets away the best. Look out for Andy Lawson, of course, the Scotsman that won race 1. A couple of female riders also to put your attention to. Nicole McAleer from Northern Ireland, number 69, Sky Blue Megabikes Triumph. And the white, blue and red Restore a Roof Triumph. Jodie Chalk, number 7 from Scotland. But as it is, Tom McHale gets off to the best start. And in the dry, there's not been many people that have matched up to him as far as lap times are concerned. So McHale just needs to keep it all together. There is Nicole McAleer, number 69, just going into the bomb hole. So McHale it is that leads the race. Danny Murphy, 1, 2, 3, looking to try and get himself up in the mix, but in 2nd place there, that looks like it could well be Mr. Devine. It is. Number 20, Jamie Devine in 2nd place. There's the green and blue Machine 101 of Andy Lawson ahead of the black Kawasaki there of Ross Ashman. So McHale from Devine, Connor Tagg. Is that Curtis Wright in 4th place? Curtis Wright, number 74. From Stony Stanton, racing the Stanton Service Station Triumph. There's a tongue twister for you. Curtis Wright, former GP3 contender a couple of years back at ThundersportGB. He seems to pick and choose the rounds where he comes to the forefront. A talented rider, just got to keep the consistency there. It's McHale that leads from Devine. Connor Tagg 3rd, Wright 4th, Andy Lawson 5th. That's Ross Ashman in 6th. Still a few clouds lurking overhead here at Snetterton, but we're hoping that for the remainder of this 14-lap race that we can stay dry. It would certainly close the championship up. Of course, no Daniel Hegarty here, no Sam Hornsey, and there'd just be a handful of points between 5 or 6 riders if it was to stay as it is. Divine still in second. There's Connor Tagg, the reigning GP2 champion at ThundersportGB. Of course, spent a year or two on the Aprilia RRV 450. Just missed out on the 450 championship to James Folkard last year. McHale it is that leads, who took a wonderful win earlier on in the year at Brands Hatch, and shooting into Montreal there was Andy Lawson, the Scotsman. He's managed to rejoin the circuit, but he's lost a place to Ross Ashman. McHale on that last lap was straight into the 114, so straight onto the pace. And there is the black Kawasaki of Ross Ashman. So there's McHale, his lead now just over a second, I would say, ahead of Jamie Devine. Devine, number 20, with the fluorescent red or orange helmet from Broughton on the Kawasaki. It's a super stock bike, so despite being second on circuit, he leads the super stock 600 battle. Not a great start from 1-2-3 Danny Murphy. Danny is the leader of the super stock 600 championship, and as I said at the start of the race, coming into this event was leading the championship overall as well. Danny from Rochdale, sponsored by Kepston and EPDL. And there is Devine, now falling into the clutches of Connor Tagg on the Suzuki. Connor, you know, he's a rider that came through on the Aprilia Super Teens, then went onto the 450s, over a single lap as quick as anyone, as he moves, looks like he's about to move up to second place as we switch back to Tom McHale, rider from Grange over Sands, sponsored by AJ Hayden Fabricators. And look at the dark clouds. You don't need to look at the sky to know that we've got a few dark clouds overhead around the bumhole and into Corums. So let's keep our fingers crossed that they stay away, because this race would be stopped almost immediately if the rain was to pour down. It's been declared a dry race, I understand, so all riders must go out there on the standard road tyre that the Formula 600 and Superstock 600 bikes use. Connor Tagg it is that's up to second place. So yeah, getting to grips with that GSXR 600 is Connor, and improving at each event. Came into this round 5th overall in the Superstock 600 standings, and looking to get some more points over Ross Ashman. There's Paul Charman going through. Sam Thompson, number 50, also doing well on a 600 Suzuki, another former Super Teen rider who's just outgrew the Super Teen bike. He's up ahead of Chris Wilkinson there, who's made the jump from the pre-national class. Look at that lead, though, that Tom McHale's now got over Connor Tagg, with Devine in third, having slipped back a place or two. Connor Tagg's into the 14s now, 1:14.4 on that last lap for Connor Tagg, and the race leader Tom McHale almost into the 1:13s. There's Curtis Wright, rider from Stony Stanton, looking to get himself some points just ahead of Connor Tagg in the championship. Another lap goes by, and still the bright yellow machine of Tom McHale. He's really pushing it into Ritchie's there, turn 1, as he heads up towards Montreal. And when everything is clicking together for Tom, he's a very talented rider. There's number 5 and number 75. That's John Lee and Aaron Hay. Number 19 is Blake Waltz. John Lee up ahead is a local rider from Norwich. We've seen him a couple of times in 125 GP races, sponsored by PG Lee Plumbing. But it's still McHale at the front that leads. Connor Tagg, rider from Reading on the Suzuki, the reigning GP2 champion, just pulling away from Devine now. Ross Ashman up ahead of Curtis Wright. So Devine, having threatened for the lead earlier on, is just falling away. There's number 7, Jody Chalk, on the Restorer Roof Triumph, and number 21 is Simon Critchlow. Simon currently 12th place overall, leading the Combined Military Services Championship. That's for the Army, the RAF and the Navy. Leading the race overall, and by a mile, is Tom McHale, lap after lap in the low 114s. Connor Tagg is just clawing in some mid 114s and up the inside maybe. Oh, Curtis Wright almost made a move on Ross Ashman there. Dan Harrison is up into the top 6, but has just fallen back on this group. There's Jody Chalk ahead of Critchlow, and Jim Lovell, number 97 on a Kawasaki, is up and around there. But just hovering between 7th and 12th, we've got Darren Harrison, John Lee, Aaron Hay, Blake Walls, Daryl Harrison, Marcus Woodbine. But Tom McHale, well, he's led from start to finish. Started on pole position, took a win on Saturday by some 7 seconds and got into the 113s. Temperature was slightly warmer though than it is today. Fell in the rain during race 1 this morning. Jamie Devine there with the bright orange or pink, whatever way you want to look at it, the wheels and the helmet there, just now slipping into the hands of Curtis Wright and Ross Ashman. Another low 114 for Tom McHale. He's nothing if not consistent. Connor Tagg doing very well, leading the Superstock race, and this would be great. Oh, that's a massive off there. Really quick from Jamie Devine, and got it sideways. Did he go down a gear too many? He just got the rear end was spinning around. That's so quick there. All sorts of fluids busting out there. Water spurting out of the Kawasaki, and Jamie Devine is out of this race. It's very good, let me tell you, to see him up and okay. But that is a monster crash into Ritchie's. That's probably somewhere near on. I mean, he was on under brakes, but we're probably looking at around a 90 miles an hour crash there for Jamie Devine into turn 1, but nice to see that he's up and okay. Right, well, McHale still leads, Connor Tagg second, nothing changes there. What it does mean, though, is that this battle that we see in a second, Curtis Wright is now up to 3rd place, second of the Superstocks. Ross Ashman has been promoted up to 4th. Danny Murphy is in 5th ahead of Dan Harrison. Now, if things stay the way they are, we will leave Snetterton, and Tom McHale here that you see, number 4, will be leading the championship by a single point going into Rockingham in a couple of weeks' time. Funny how these championships sort themselves out. There is number 38, Dan Harrison, with Murphy for company. You've got John Lee there and Aaron Hay. Aaron Hay, number 75, a rider that was competing for the GP3 Championship last year, sponsored by Kepston Racing Yamaha. McHale, though, has been untouchable so far in this race. There will be probably about 25 points overall between himself, Danny Murphy, and Daniel Hegarty. You can't count Andy Lawson out of this, despite the fact that Andy went AWOL earlier on. Sam Hornsey, we expect to see back at Anglesey. Last lap flag out, though, and Tom McHale has got just under 2 miles to do to collect 50 points out of a possible 75 this weekend. The story could have been so different had he not fallen in the wet, but he's recovered well here. The best way to recover from a crash is to come back and win. This is the fight for 3rd place, and Ross Ashman certainly hasn't given up on it just yet. 2 former 125 GP riders going at it for 3rd place, and I think Danny Murphy has just moved ahead of Dan Harrison. So yeah, Murphy will get 5th place here. He will lead the Superstock Championship and will be a point behind Tom McHale. That's provided Tom McHale just cruises around now, up towards the final turn. At Murray's we go in the RLRmotorsports.com 600 Sportsman Elite. Looking to follow in the footsteps of Gary May, Mike Price and Ben Field as trophy winners in the 600 class overall, and it is 25 points for Tom McHale. A great ride from the man from Grange over Sands, and that will be relief after the crash earlier on in the wet. 2nd place is going to go to Connor Tagg. 2nd overall, winner of the Superstocks. Curtis Wright takes 3rd ahead of Ross Ashman, and Danny Murphy in the end pulled on Dan Harrison for 5th and 6th. There is the Superstocks Tagg, Wright and Ashman. And the Formula 600, Tom McHale from Aaron Hay and Blake Wolds.
RLRmotorsports.com Superstock 600. Connor Tagg. very nice to have you back up here. I don't think I've seen you on this particular spot since your 450 days. Do you like the new circuit?
Yeah, I do like the 200 circuit. I like the 300 circuit a bit more, but I'm not surprised because I did have 8 out of 8 wins last year, so I don't think I can better that.
No, of course not. But, you know, that's a good race for you. I mean, say, you're getting used to that 600 now. I mean, this is the first year on, isn't it?
Yeah, first year. I've only been at, like, the test days with Thundersport, so I haven't really been out much. Just trying to get a little bit by little bit, but hopefully I can get a few wins in the actual class.
Who do you want to thank, mate?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Nitro, RST and my dad. They're all helping me, so thank you to all them.
Connor, well done, mate.
Thank you.
Tom McHale. Clean set of heels, mixed weekend. You've been ups and downs, but what a lovely way to finish the weekend.
Yeah, it's finished it in the right way. I've had 2 offs this weekend, which weren't planned, but it's ended a bit better. Well,
it's always a nice thing to go home with. Who do you want to thank, Tom?
I want to thank AJ Hayton Welding and Fabrication, MJW Specialists, and also Art Klein of Cartmel Joinery and John Burrow, who have helped me out a little bit in the last few weeks. So it's helped me get a new steering damper for my bike, so it's everything helps.
Absolutely done. Well done, mate.
Also, can I thank my mum and dad?
Absolutely, very important.
They've worked hard this weekend with all the repairs and cleaning and what have you, and also Thundersport and all the marshals.
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you very much, and very well done.
Thank you very much.